Ladies and gentlemen, the American Cheering Bulldog Nation, welcome to the Eric Deters Show. It's Monday, so we always have a lot to cover. Brooke Rollins from Texas has been nominated by Donald Trump to be the Department of Agriculture Secretary. How much chance did Thomas Massie have? Zero. Thomas Massie's disloyal. Thomas Massie's not mega. And what a creepy weirdo for him to put out there that he's under consideration by the transition team for Department of Agriculture because he's got a farm that raises 2 chickens, 4 ducks, and a cow in Garrison, Kentucky. Unbelievable. Scott Turner, former NFL football player, has been nominated by Trump as Secretary of Housing and Urban Development. Marty McCarry has been nominated for the FDA Commissioner. David Weldoff has been nominated for the head of the CDC. Russell Vought has been nominated as the head of the Budget Office. Janet Nershawat has been nominated as the Surgeon General. Alex Wong has been nominated as the Deputy National Security. Sebastian Gorka, Director of Counterterrorism. Scott Bessent for Treasury. By the way, he's a gay guy. Oh, Trump's so bad to gays, right? There is reports now, and remember I told you that this was going to happen, that after Biden lost, all these people, there's going to be some wild stories that come out. And this is just the beginning. But there's already stories coming out, the secret plans to try to harass Joe Biden. Folks, it's going to be wild when we find out what was really going on, that we knew, but we don't know the details of going on at the White House, especially this whole Biden all of a sudden is incompetent and replacing with Kamala. It's going to be wild to hear the stories. Therapy at stake, can't make it up. There has been reports that individuals who worked at the State Department received in-house therapy over Trump. You can't make this stuff up. Meanwhile, Kamala Harris, who works on our dime, takes an extended vacation to Hawaii in the final days of the administration. Wouldn't you think, knowing that she's not going to have a job soon, January 20th, that she might work really, really, really hard until she leaves? No, because that's not the way these people roll. Kamala Harris, unfreaking believable. The CBS poll shows that voters are very happy with Trump's transition. That's great. Democrats are going to fight back. These Democratic governors, they didn't wake up to what happened. They feel 10 foot tall and bulletproof. They're going to soon find out that they're in trouble. Also, MSNBC for sale. Elon Musk says he's tempted. We'll see what unrolls there. Bill Maher told Donna Brazile on his show that they are delusional and that's why they're going to keep losing. I mean, they doubled down on everything that they did. It's nuts. Target is losing sales to Walmart. Dogecast, Vivek Ramaswamy and Elon Musk are going to have a Dogecast where they'll talk about their plans, I guess. And this is a funny story. Elon Musk said he went back and watched Office Space, the great comedy, to prepare. Because that's all about waste. It was great. Trump says he wants to get Keystone XL pipeline back on board immediately. Texas, the governor says, let's sell all China assets. Daniel Penny's defense rested. I guess today will be closing arguments. On Friday, we hit $38 trillion in debt. Who would have ever thunk? Delta CEO says, thank God Trump's president, it'll be a breather. Nobody said anything the last 4 years, but now that he's president again, they speak. Judge Merchan is going to indefinitely delay the Trump sentencing. Consistent with him, he'll try to delay it until the end of time. And Kamala Harris is the front runner for the Democratic nomination in 2028. That's how bad the party is. Do not be a perfidious, fly-bitten giglet. Well done, Jamie Spindley, your Shakespeare insult of the day. Coming up next, local news. Ladies and gentlemen, here we go with local news. Tiffany Lucas has been found guilty and has been sentenced to life imprisonment for killing her sons, which she deserves. UC's mascot, they got a battle royale. A middle school down in Tennessee, I think it's Cheatham Middle School, has the Bearcat name and the exact logo is University of Cincinnati Bearcats. And they sent a cease and desist letter. They're going to have to change their whole mascot and everything else. You know, on one hand, you can look at this and say, big deal. On the other hand, you got to protect your trademarks. 3 men, obviously out of shape hunters. Have you ever seen any? Well, I think a lot of hunters are out of shape. Died of a heart attack trying to bring in a heavy deer by hand. Yikes. And Covington has sued Duke over their billing practices. So we'll see what happens there. I-471 bridge, they're going to start the destruction after Thanksgiving to reconstruct it. Folks, this is beyond bizarre, this bridge thing. I mean, bizarre. Who is it? Who's responsible? Have you heard one thing about who's responsible for this? It's kind of weird, isn't it? Weird. And the judge says no death penalty for Billy Wagner from Pike County, Ohio. He's, of course, in those murderous slayings. Coming up next, Jamie Spindley and his World News.
Thank you for the introduction, Eric. The latest world headlines. The United States Air Force confirmed sightings of small, unidentified drones over 3 air bases in the United Kingdom within the past week. The drones were reported at RAF Lincoln Heath, RAF Middlehall in Suffolk, and RAF Feltwall in Norfolk. A cargo plane operating for DHL crashed near Vilnius International Airport, Lithuania, early this morning. Lithuanian officials reported 1 fatality identified as a Spanish flight crew member, though not a pilot. In other news, 2 boats carrying 70 passengers, mostly Somali nationals, capsized off Madagascar's coast, resulting in 24 fatalities. Somalia's Ministry of Foreign Affairs is coordinating efforts to ensure the survivors' safe returns. And a tourist boat sank near Marshal Alam, Egypt, during a diving trip, prompting a rescue operation. Of the 45 people on board, 25 were rescued, while 17 remain missing. Authorities received a distress signal early Sunday morning. You're up to date on the world news. Coming up next, Sports Without Boundaries. I will see you all tomorrow. Bye.
All right, Sports Without Boundaries. Got lots to cover because it's the weekend. Did you watch the Cowboys game? I did not, and I'm a Cowboys fan. The end of the fourth quarter of the Dallas Cowboys included 2 missed extra points, 2 kickoffs returned for touchdown by Dallas. It was an insane game, crazy game, and Dallas won. I can't believe it. Kobe Bray of the University of Kentucky Wildcats is 15 of 19, or 78.9% from 3 points. That means he's better from the 3-point line than 93% of the rest of the players from the free throw line. That's how good this guy was. Transfer from Dayton. Oklahoma 24, Bama 3. Bama sucked. They've blown their chances. Notre Dame 49, Army 14. What a game that was. Notre Dame's going to be in the playoffs. Texas 31, Kentucky 14. Kansas 37, Colorado 21. That killed Colorado's chances. And Ohio State 38, Indiana 15. Indiana's first loss. This is big. The Ravens and Chargers are tonight. We need the Ravens to lose. And Crosby from the Pittsburgh Penguins is one of 21 players in NHL history to reach 600 goals. Caitlin Clark is part of a group that wants to bring female pro soccer to Cincinnati. My guess is the FC Cincinnati team ownership will have something to say about that, including the facility. UC basketball, 81, Georgia Tech 58. They crushed them. And this is big news in Kentucky football. Beechwood, Cooper, Covington Catholic, and Ryle all won in the state football tournament. They're all doing well. Covington Catholic actually upset Boyle County, who's nationally ranked. And Moeller beat Xavier to continue on their path in the Ohio State playoffs. University of Kentucky basketball Friday night beat Jackson 108-59. They've scored 100 3 times and 97 once. And Jonathan Indy, the former Rookie of the Year and second baseman of the Cincinnati Reds, was traded to Kansas City Royals for a right-handed pitcher, Singer. You know what? If they traded Indy last year, I would have been mad. I don't think Indy is recovered 100% from his injury that he had. So I think it's a good trade. Daniel Jones was released on Friday by the Giants. New York Giants' quarterback has not picked up a place yet. This is the Bulldog. Coming up next, pop culture. All right, here we go with pop culture. Chuck Woolery, the game show host, passed away. He was 83 years old. He was a good guy who supported Donald Trump. Now, this story's off the charts. I forget if it's Sweden or Switzerland. One, they are substituting a Jesus AI for a priest so that he can speak and do confessions in 100 languages. Jesus is going to replace all the priests by AI. AI Jesus. Unbelievable. Is that hysterical? AI Jesus. And McGregor was found guilty of sexual assault, and the victim was awarded about $250,000, and he's gone bonkers. Cher says Val Kilmer was hopelessly in love with him, and he's the only dude that ever dumped her. Jay Leno, he's got all this bruising and mud all over his face. He said he fell. He was probably ravaged by some gangsters in Los Angeles. This is the Bulldog. Every dog has their day. I hope you have a great day.